That was the funny part of my set. Hold on. This is good. How are you? I wanted to share with you two things that have happened very recently to me, and I'll be reading them off of these 3 pieces of paper. The first happened today, this morning. Earlier this morning, I stopped by the local bagel place near my apartment for some breakfast. I go there often. The bagels are decent, the coffee is decent. It's an all-around decent place. It's a nice start to the day when I need a pick-me-up. There was a small crowd of customers waiting for their order number to be called, but there was no line for the cashier. I stepped forward and eyed my bagel options on the other side of the glass next to the cash register. There are about 15 or so varieties. I usually just go with a plain or a cinnamon raisin almost always. Today, though, I felt like trying something different. I turned to the cashier and ordered a small coffee and an everything bagel with creamed cheese. The cashier doesn't enter my order. She just looks me in the eye and asks, "Are you sure?" And I say yes, thinking she was making a joke. In hindsight, I should have known something was off, that I had made some kind of mistake. Her face had gone pale, porcelain white. She punches in my order with trembling fingers on the touchscreen tablet in front of her. A bead of sweat forms where her hairline meets her forehead. Something isn't right. The cashier reads my total, and I place some bills and change in her unsteady hand. Strange. The till pops open, and she places my money in the register, churns, and tells her coworker my order. Upon hearing the words, "everything bagel," the coworker shivers. He doesn't move. Neither does the cashier. A long, long pause. I think about changing my order. I clear my throat, wanting to break the tableau. The coworker cranes his head toward me, slowly, and advances to the bagel bins, almost lifeless. He grasps the handle to the everything bagel compartment and takes a deep breath. The cashier braces and covers her ears. I don't understand. And before I can realize what's happened, I am sucked into the bagel container. No moment to react. It is a vacuum, an actual vacuum, not an auric. The world is literally flying by me, streaks of color cascading past. If I turn my head fast enough, I can catch a glimpse and identify some things. A bottle cap, a Matisse painting, some roadkill, Hurricane Katrina. My grandfather waltzes by the Empire State Building, Alpha Centauri, a tiny little bendy straw. The Tito Jackson whizzes past, some unreleased Hemingway manuscripts, but I can't make out the titles. The whole sky, animals I've never seen before and will never see again. O.J. Simpson's trial. Chernobyl. Mount St. Helens is erupting. Down goes Fraser, FDR's corpse. Miles and years, the wars, the dinosaurs, the beginning. From what seems like light years away, I hear a whisper from the cashier. "You selfish idiot. No one orders the everything bagel." It's beautiful. It's terrifying. It's everything. And then And then there's nothing. Mondays are the worst. This next thing happened earlier this month, and it's a diary entry from it. May 15th, 2015. Today was bad. It was worse than bad. And when I go to pick her up tomorrow, who knows if she'll want to talk to me? Who knows if she'll like me? I know that she'll still love me, but liking your dad is an option. You don't have to do it. I bet they're all talking about me right now. They're probably staying up all night talking about how gross I am. And she's laughing with them and talking about how embarrassing I am. She's definitely trying to distance herself from me. I'm lowering her social status within her group of friends just by existing. I don't mean for that to happen. She doesn't deserve that. I love her too much to let that happen, but honestly, I don't know how to fix the situation. Is there a solution? Even if I show up tomorrow morning wearing a larger shirt, they'll all remember what they saw today. How could they forget? It's etched in their memories. But I mean, it wasn't my fault, right? I didn't know. I wasn't anticipating having to get out of the car when I dropped her off. I didn't think she'd need help carrying her overnight bag inside. She's always insisting that she do it herself in one of those, proud, independent, daddy, I can do it moments. So I didn't dress for the occasion. But of course, today was the day where she wanted my help. And I couldn't say no. Not to her. So maybe the ball's partially in my court. I should always be prepared, right? I should have been prepared, Boy Scouts. I should know that if my body is an extra large, I shouldn't be wearing shirts that are larges, right? Sure, I can wear them in the comfort of my own home, but I should know not to wear them out. At least not as a top layer. They're nice as undershirts. I like that restrictive feeling, a nice, snug, tight shirt. Anyways, I goofed up. It was more than a goof. I carried her bag to the door, acutely self-aware of my shirt's fit, and she rang the doorbell. And I heard them running to answer it, a stampede of girls excited to welcome mine into the house for their girls-only sleepover night. In that moment, I had an impulse. I had an impulse to run back to the car before they could open the door and see the real shape of my body, the gross shape of my body, but I couldn't leave her like that. I wasn't going to leave my little girl overnight without picking her up and kissing her and telling her to have fun. So I didn't run. I stayed, because that's my duty as a father. The door opened, and they all yelled out, "Kelsey!" and rushed out to hug her. And before they could drag her inside, I told her to come here, and I picked her up, and I kissed her, and I told her to have fun. And while I was picking her up, I am certain that my shirt rode up a little bit, enough for some of my stomach to show, enough for them to see my belly button. I lowered her back down calmly, as if nothing had happened, and forced a smile to these girls, and said something really stupid like, "You all have fun now." She said goodbye and reminded me that she'd call from their house phone tomorrow when she was ready to be picked up. And they ran back inside excitedly with an eruption of questions posed to Kelsey. "What color do you want your nails? What topping should we get? How late do you think we can stay up? Did you know Leah got the new Barbie?" Etc., etc. But while those 6-year-old girls asked those questions and shut the door behind them, I knew they only had one question on their minds. Why was your dad's shirt so tight? So that's where things stand. When I go back to pick her up tomorrow, I'll ask her how it was, and I know she'll tell me it was so much fun. It was so much fun, Dad. But she's not going to tell me the truth. She won't tell me that they spent their night talking about me and the weight that I've gained and my small, ill-fitting shirt and the gross hair on my stomach. I need to lose weight. I need to stop embarrassing my daughter in front of her 6-year-old friends with my figure. I need to stop wearing these goddamn large shirts. I need to sleep. Hopefully, maybe, I hope tomorrow will be better. Good night.